Welcome to another episode of Grace Talk. My name is Vusani Mateta. I will be your host for this month. We are doing Women of Purpose Takeover. Last week we were very jubilant, we were very flamboyant. Today we're going to be very elegant. We are going to be talking to very beautiful ladies. This is my dream, guys. I've always wanted to be sit down with, I would say, Lorraine, because I know she doesn't like this thing. So I was very shocked when she said, okay, we will do it. But before we just sit down and talk about things, I just want them to introduce themselves so that we'll take it from there. And then I'll tell you the theme of this episode. Ladies?
Okay. Good day. My name is Lorraine Towagale. I am a member of Higher Grace Church International, and I am the Secretary General of the church. Above that, I am a single parent who's been raising children on my own. It's about 3 children that I'm raising. I'm again a professional woman in my own right. And I think that's the reason why I am here in this show today, so that I can share my experiences as a single parent and as a professional woman, just to indicate as to how do I go about balancing the two.
Yeah.
The role of being a single parent and being a professional lady.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I'm here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Good day. I'm Chipiwa Bolongo. I am the member of Higher Grace by association. I'm also a professional woman who's raising beautiful boys, your handsome boys. I think.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Handsome boys who are now teenagers, and I'm also juggling through being professional and being a happy and loving single woman.
Yeah. Well, thank you. As you heard them, we're going to be talking about Diary of a Single Mother. I think before we george down into a lot of things, what does it mean to be a single parent or single mother for you guys? Obviously, it comes with its ups and downs, of which you're going to be talking about. But what does it signify? So what does it mean to you guys?
Okay. For me, being a single mother or a single parent, it means a lot in that it has got its own challenges.
Yeah.
There are joys of being a parent, a single parent as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not the pain that comes with it or the difficulty that comes with it. But there are joys that you do get from being a single parent. For example, if you're a single parent and you would want to do things for your kids, you don't have to be consulting anyone. You just go about doing it. If you want to be disciplining your child, you don't have to consult to say, is it okay today to be disciplining the child? You just do it. But that was on a lighter note. On a serious note, being a single parent is really challenging.
Yeah.
And most of us who find ourselves being single through a number of reasons. You can find yourself being single because either your partner has passed on, or maybe you are divorced, or you have never really had a partner.
Yeah.
Depending on how you become a single parent, it has got its own dynamics. If you find yourself as a single parent, probably because your partner has passed on, you will get a particular sympathy from people. They'll be a bit sympathetic to you, but that will only be for a specific period.
Yeah.
They will offer you support for a specific period. That support will not be permanent.
Yeah.
If you are a divorcee, there are some stigmas attached to it, because some people will think, no, you've brought this on yourself.
Yeah.
You chose to be single.
Yeah.
We're not going to be supporting you. Don't expect us to support you. Because you have chosen this path, you need to walk it and walk it alone. So it has got some challenges. So depending on how you found yourself being single, you will find yourself being faced with a number of challenges. But personally for me, what I have experienced being a single parent is I had to grow up very fast.
Yeah.
Uh, because you then have to assume the role of being the mother and being the father at the same time. You've got all these people that are looking up to you for their survival. You need to be providing guidance. You need to be supporting the children. You need to be a provider at the same time. Now all those things are facing you. You have to make sure that things happen, and you've got no one to help you.
Yeah.
And as they say, you're a black woman and you're just on your own.
Yeah.
So at times it gets overwhelming. And for me, I do not want to say I've made it, but I have seen the hand of the Lord. I've seen the grace of the Lord through this journey. It is not an easy one, but what I've learned over the period is to depend on God. And once you depend on God, He gives you the strength that you never thought you had inside of you. He strengthens you in ways that you can never imagine. At times you feel you cannot go on. At times you feel, I cannot do this. This is truly beyond me. This is overwhelming. This is difficult. But when you trust on God, you'll be amazed at the strength that He gives you.
Yeah.
And you are able to raise your children. And I've seen this. God is such a kind man. With certain parents, as and when they are raising their children, you'll find that there's a mother and there's a father. But you'll find that they struggle to raise children, especially when there are boys involved.
Yeah.
And there are teenagers involved. You'll find that it's quite tricky and it's very difficult for them to raise the young men, in particular the young men.
Yeah.
And I've seen the grace of God in my life to say, not that I haven't experienced challenges, especially with the young men that I've got.
Yeah.
But God has just given us this grace that we just can't explain. And you find a young man that is willing to be obedient to you as a parent, a young man that is able to offer you the respect that some of the young men would not necessarily offer you as a single parent. And you just see the grace of God when you look at how God has been there and how God has strengthened you over the period in order for you to face this journey, which is not very easy. So I would want to say, for me, it has just been the grace of God.
Yeah.
I cannot talk of the wisdom or of any understanding of my own that has helped me over the years.
Yeah.
I've just seen God giving me the strength to be able to do it.
Yeah. So, Austipa, I wanted to ask, I've heard you talking about being associated to High Grace, obviously. Maybe there are challenges as a single parent in terms of installing the faith that you have, being a Christian lady, to your boys. I heard you saying your boys. Has that been difficult? I know there's some stage where they become rebellious and says, I'm not going there because I want to do the things of the world or whatever. Has that been challenging, being a single mother and having to enforce that to your boys?
I must say, the grace of God will uplift everything that you want to achieve in life. Being a woman who is a professional woman who works almost 8 hours or more per day has never been easy.
Yeah.
And waking up at around 4, they will hear me praying.
Yeah.
I'll go to their rooms praying. And I'll remind them. And when you're growing boys, you must first know when you give birth to the son, to your boy, it's a man already.
Yeah.
The way they'll challenge you in terms of talking. While from the early age, you must just train yourself through the same grace from God that, I need this strength because I've given birth to a man. They are a man at birth.
Yeah.
Not when they are teenagers.
Yeah.
So whatever that you do from the birth stage, you must just instill the same guidance, the same lifestyle. You must teach, train, and make sure that I'm not alone. You will never be alone in this journey while you're growing children.
Yeah.
And same applies to the girls. I can tell you that when we grew up, it doesn't matter whether you have parents or not.
Yeah.
Ask yourself today a question. Those who are orphans, those who grew up without parents, who are doctors,
Yeah.
what was happening in their lives?
Yeah.
So, in your mind as a mother and as a single parent, just think about this child could have been grown without you, whether you were there or not. However, it is a privilege for us to get the moment to be with them. Boys are not easy to grow. You are not the only parent in the family. The fact that you are a single parent, you are not the single parent. There's community, there's society. When you talk, when you invite friends, when they bring their children, who are from the family that is comprising of husband and wife, the way they interact, the way they talk, there's a lot of lessons that gets to be led by those that are from the single parenthood. So you need to relate to Bible a lot.
Yeah.
That is the only word that will give you strength. Every time when they hear you, sometimes they ask, Mom, how are you achieving this? How did you arrive here?
Yeah.
I keep on referring them to, remember 4 o'clock every morning when I wake up? Another one once reminded me saying, Mom, that prayer that we were praying one day saying, oh God, I need your strength. I remember those words because every time when I look at you, when I look at what you are providing us here at home, I remember those words. So it is because the word of God will never fail you. So we don't have wisdom.
Yeah.
She is my friend from early childhood.
Yeah.
We grew up together, I think, when we were 3. We started being friends from that age.
Yeah.
And some of the challenges that we come across, we share. We like twins. If you would like to know the story of life, our diary, they will differ slightly. What we've gone through, it's almost the same. So it's easier when you have got a journey, and we didn't choose. Remember, we spent almost 10 years apart without even seeing each other. But when we met or reconvened, it then told us that life required us to be where we are, and it is not by mistake. And lessons learned combined together, they make us whole. Boys will tend to a stage where they'll tell you, Mom, why are we doing this? Those questions will come often. And for you to answer those questions, you don't need to be quick in answering. It requires your emotional intelligence. When you feel that they've done wrong, you don't want to expose them. You don't want to share with everybody that my son has done wrong. No, you need to have a strategy of changing that wrong to right. Correcting has never been easy. Changing the lifestyle of what they want based on the teenager and their peer groups, peer friends, has never been easy. They like expensive clothes. And you think of your account, sometimes you are tempted to show them how much you earn, so that they can see every little detail of your salary. Sometimes you feel like if I tell them, they will think somewhere, somehow, or maybe mommy is not telling the truth. And remember, when you are a single parent, you need to make it up somewhere, not to say you are making it up to have a husband on the side. Income-wise, it's very, very difficult. It's a challenge. Then you'll have to opt that the single salary will never work. You know it will never work. Then you try and do some small businesses. You don't sit behind and relax and say, I will go for maintenance. If it's divorce, we've got a settlement. If there's grant, no, you don't do that. As women, we need to hustle. We need to work hard. We need to extend our working hours. Sometimes people will ask you, how do you manage to wake up at 4 o'clock? You are going to the office at 7:30. You're coming back at 12. And these kids are waiting for you. You need to also instill the element of independence. We, as children, I remember at some point while I was referring to them that when you talk love from the parents, how do you define it? Some, they define it by that little moment where you are being hugged, you are told you are loved, you are being given everything. So the independence, when we were discussing with my friend, was, I grew up with both parents, but they were not those parents of bold and beautiful. They were the parents who will mentor you. They will tell you, you will achieve that. So the positivity. Tell positive stories to your children.
Yeah.
As much as you are climbing the mountain, tell them how easy it will be when you reach there. Don't tell them how hard it is. You mustn't show them the pain, because they'll be scared to survive. They'll be scared to get married. They'll be scared to engage. So that's how I can summarize your question as I'm answering.
Yeah.
And we can just add to what she has already indicated.
Yeah.
Maybe when the children are still very little, it's a bit difficult. But as and when they grow up, have conversations with them. Show them what you are earning in the house.
Yeah.
Tell them that this is the income that I am receiving. Because that helps in managing the expectations. Because once they know that this is the amount of money that comes into this house at the end of the month, yes, of course, there will be certain things that the kids would require. But as and when they know what you earn and they know the commitments that needs to be taken care of in the house, it helps to manage the expectations that your children would have. And you'll be amazed at how understanding our children are. Once you sit down with them and have conversations with them, they're the ones that will even be assisting you to say, oh man, maybe we don't even need to do this right now because we don't even have the money to do that. So as and when they grow up, it's easy. You can have conversations with them, and they will be the ones that will also be able to assist you and guide you.
Okay. Thank you. Maybe just before the break, I know we're left with a minute, if not so. We'll be talking about. I heard you talking about the stigma and the assumptions that people have on single parents. I think we're just gonna go deep on that. Maybe just for a second, what has been a challenge as a professional for you in terms of or I had to go back home and cook, make food for my kids, make sure everything is planned. What has been that challenge that you guys have, knowing that you have positions at work, you tell people what to do, but when you get home, sometimes it's not going the way you want to. Maybe just a minute, and just tell us what has been that challenge for you guys.
Look, when you get home, you're not a professional. The kids are expecting their mother.
Yeah.
And their mother must be taking care of the house chores and everything in the house. But what I think really helps is to have a support system that you use to depend on, especially if you are a professional and you're very busy. I mean, I do the work at times where I have to be out in the office up till very late, a lot of traveling. That I need to do. So at times I'm not even in the house, maybe for a week or so.
Yeah.
So it helps to have a support system, whether be it a person that lives with the children in the house, someone that you can be able to rely on, that will be able to do certain things that you will not be able to do, because at times you will not be able to do those things because you will not be there. So it helps to have a support system, either be in the form of a helper that is reliable, either in the form of friends or in the form of family that are always willing to assist you. And don't be afraid to ask for help when you're a single parent, because at times you feel like you are so all alone to a point that you don't even ask for help when you need help from other people. So for me, it's the support system that you should have that really assists.
Well, let's take a break and we'll be right back.
So with the stigmas, for me, they are part of my everyday life.
Wow.
To a point that you get to a point that you You don't even feel them.
When the kids grow up and now they want to live their own lives, or before that, or just when they're growing up, or when they want to have that independence, when do you feel like is the right time for them to say, okay, man, now it's time for me to leave, whether it's a girl or whether it's a guy, for you like to seek that independence or to move out? Welcome back. I think we're just gonna go to our Shipwa, who's just gonna tell us also the challenges that she faces being a professional lady and having to take care. As you heard with us, Lorraine was telling us that her job requires traveling a lot sometimes. She's support system has been what has been helping her. So maybe us Chipwa can tell us, how do you deal with that kind of challenges?
Yeah. Thank you for that reflection.
Yeah.
We spend a lot of time in boardrooms.
Yeah.
When you're in a boardroom, a text comes in. Like for instance, this my kids had some pets.
Yeah.
They named them their names. So the other pet died. I'm sitting in a boardroom. In the middle of that meeting,
Yeah.
the message comes, Dakaro died.
Yeah.
You know, for a moment I was frozen.
Yeah.
And then you need to make sure that you attend to the home cause.
Yeah.
The word died.
Sure. Now you think what happened.
Now you need to stop a meeting in the middle of the meeting, but you need to understand what happened.
Yeah.
So as a mother, there's that relationship that is quite different.
Yeah.
You feel, and our emotions controls us sometimes.
Yeah.
But then the only moment that you'll have is a God. What do I do? How do I react? You don't want to show emotions because the boardroom is full of males.
Yeah.
And for you to just step up and say, you know, may I be excused, my kids this, it's like they don't have kids.
Yeah.
And remember the relationship between males and females in a boardroom, in a professional world.
It's different.
It's different.
Yeah.
And some, they might tell you that we don't even want to employ women in an atmosphere where if you are still at a certain age, you still give birth.
Yeah.
There's a lot of demands of time. You'll take maternity leave, then you'll take time for growing the children, you'll come to office different times, and you are having a lot of issues with medication and this and that. So the support structure, like my friend was indicating, Lorraine, that we need support structure. I travel a lot and I can spend even 6 months outside the country. And that, again, I can tell you, we must embrace technology.
Yeah.
Fourth industrial revolution has been there. I'm talking now with the kids who are teenagers, and they've been trained in technology. They started understanding technology since they were young.
Yeah.
And it helped a lot because you're able to even tell the instruction on how to make certain food while you're abroad, over the phone, on WhatsApp, on the Skype. So we need to encourage people that technology is not bad. And now it's becoming more ways that during this COVID, those who are we can attest to that when you are sitting at home, you still do the work like you're in the office. So same applied when we are growing. When I was too busy or having a lot of responsibility, traveling around the world, having to grow the kids who are boys, and making sure that they're home. The more you give them data, the more they will be stable.
Yeah.
So that's another remedy. That's another part of the solution.
Yeah.
So you must shout when you need assistance. At some point, I remember when I was calling Lorraine. Lorraine was looking for me. The kids wanted assistance, and I was nowhere to be found. Technology was not even helping at all. She couldn't even get hold of me in simple line of communication. So we are encouraging that communications is structure, family structure, support structure. Let them be there for you when you are parenting as a single parent.
Oh, thank you. Also, Lorraine, and obviously before you spoke about the stigma, and as I said before the break, Uri, we are going to be talking about the assumptions, the stigma, what people perceive single parents to be, and sometimes they, there's this thing that says, "I see drive a good already, or she's not supposed to do this. She's being sponsored, or she's mapping to some whatever." Those, those evil kind of mentions that people make on single parents, as if women cannot be independent or they can't support themselves. What has been the worst things that people have said or assumed about you guys that made you sometimes wanted to respond? Obviously, you can't respond to everyone. You won't have that energy to do that. But what has been the stigmas that you don't like that people put on single parents or single mothers rather?
So with the stigmas, for me, they are part of my everyday life.
Wow.
To a point that you get to a point that you don't even feel them.
Okay, no, I didn't know. That is
no.
Every day, wow.
Yeah, no.
You become immune.
You become immune to them because it's part of your everyday life.
Yeah.
There are people that cannot separate you from being a single person. Whenever they see you, they see a single woman. It's amazing that even in churches, you will find that some married woman would not want to associate with a single lady because they feel threatened. They feel like, no, I do not want her probably closer to my husband because maybe she might be having ulterior motives, and it's not that. We don't have those kind of motives. So look, we get those every day. But I think what is critical is that when you are a single parent, you make a decision to say, do I want to just accept whatever it is, this situation as it is, or I'm going to grow stronger and I will reach my highest level when I am in this situation that I'm in. And once you get to that level, nothing will stop you. There's nothing that will stop you. You will achieve anything that you want to achieve when you're single. We're not boasting, but some of us, we do not rely on other people for us to have houses. We do not rely on the other gender for us to drive cars. We drive the cars that we want to drive. We live in the houses that we want to live in, and we pay that for ourselves without any assistance. And not that we're boasting about it. But it's not easy to get to that level because your status sometimes can make you feel that, no, I cannot do this. This is way too difficult. But once you tell yourself that I'm not going to confine myself to this situation, I will rise above this, and I will rise and I will get to the level that God has destined me to be. If it means I have to reach for the highest level, I will definitely do that. You do that, and you're not bothered by what people say about you. For those that might not like you because you are single, you just say, well, it is their loss. You cannot go around justifying what has happened in your life to everyone. You cannot be able to do that. Anyway, there's really no need for you to even try and do that. What you can just try and do is just to become a better version of yourself. Every day you become a better person. And maybe as people start to know you, they will say, oh, okay, maybe she's not as how we have always thought she is, once they get to know you. So you do not need to justify yourself. Yes, and as I've indicated when we started, for people that are single, probably because their spouses passed on, it's better they get a little bit of sympathy. People feel bad that their spouses are not here. But if you're single because you're divorced, and people get to know that you're the one that is divorced, then you are in trouble. You are in trouble. There's a lot of stigma attached to it. And other people would not even want to associate with you because of that. That happens. Because others will feel threatened by your marital status. But you just become yourself every day, and you become a better version of yourself. And you enjoy this life. You enjoy it being single. There's not even a need for you to even feel bad about yourself.
If I'm happy, that's what matters. So I'll Chip, how do you deal with stigmas?
It goes also beyond that. When you reach a stage where they see you climbing the ladder, career progression, they start realizing or they start assuming that there's something that you are doing that makes you to go there. Typical example that, oh, she is involved with that one. She might have done this.
Yeah.
So you will realize that not many of us will climb ladder at the same corporate environment.
Yeah.
I was talking to Lorraine at some point that, you know what, the way we have been moving career forward, yes, we didn't grow into the same organization. We move organization to organization where you don't know anybody.
Yeah.
You must realize that this will be an advice to every woman. That when you are known to, you have outgrown your welcome in an environment, sometimes you can't even market yourself. So it's better to go around and search and look. Unlike getting that environment that tells you you are entitled to. So we haven't worked in one government department or one organization or one institution. So we encourage each other to say, you know what, let's go and prove ourselves to those who doesn't know us. So therefore, you might not say this is because of that stigma that is attached to that woman that is climbing the corporate ladder. So again, it also encourages the children that are growing that, you know, you build confidence in them that our mother is a go-getter. They try their level best. They are versatile. So those are the common ways that you instill to these children to say, as much as you are here, don't depend on only me. They also get to understand that you don't get everything for free. Remember, I'll give a typical example. It might be quite sensitive. We Africans, we've got these tendencies of thinking if my child reaches a certain age or being at a certain grade, I'll give them a car or a house. The worst mistake that we do is we didn't copy well the strategies that our partner, our friends applied. Our friends have been whites. So they were not giving away. It came with responsibility. Those kids were given a deposit, probably. And then they or loan. You give a child a loan to buy a car. They must pay back. So once you are given something for free, which we never had, like she was saying, we never had an opportunity to inherit or to get anything for free. Something that you work for, it's easy to sustain. But when you are given, you don't care about it. So we trained our children that you work for everything. You make your bed, you get 20 rands per day into your account. So their savings will help them when they reach a certain stage to use that money. So Africans, I think there's this lesson that I need us to learn, that let's not give children things for free, because at the end of the day, they'll never be responsible. They know very well every little thing, like we were saying, the salary that is there. If you take this amount and it pays this bond or rental, or if it pays for the car, then they know that there's no one who is giving me money. There's no boyfriend who is injecting money into my account. So they see it being utilized exactly as it comes. So it will encourage them. One, they will be independent. They'll know how to be responsible. They'll know how to sustain certain things that are sustainable. They will go for things that are quality because they've seen it happening. So quality goes with quality of lifestyle that we live. We live not for them. We live for us together. But that is only when you know that there's God in every little thing that you do.
I feel like there's no difference between having single mother and having both parents, because most things that you guys are talking about, the value, are the same thing. And obviously with the stigma, I feel like people think your mama, see other people and see other things and forgets their responsibility to the duties. But I wanted to ask, when the kids grow up and now they want to live their own lives, or before that, or just when they're growing up, or when they want to have that independency, when do you feel like is the right time for them to say, okay, man, now it's time for me to leave you, whether it's a girl or whether it's a guy, for you like to seek that independency or to move out per se? When is the right time for them? And I'll also apply it on maybe someone who gets teenage pregnancy and get pregnant at a young age and the partner are not together, they never get to move to the next generation because they were still young. When is the right time for that daughter to now say, "Ma, I want to go out and start my own thing and be independent as a single mother also"? Like, what advice would you give to someone like that? Obviously, the situation of you guys probably won't be the same, but I'm sure you do know of someone who started at a very young age, very confused, or maybe just found out today, or maybe tomorrow find out this happened to them. Well, when is the right time to just say, you know what, I need to go out?
I think the right time for them, they should know, as long as they will be able to pay for the rent for the room that he is staying in my house.
Yeah.
The little that he is able to contribute out of his own pocket.
Yeah.
That is the bare minimum that I can offer and said, you know what, I can see your independence. You are ready. That starting point for me.
For me, I think as and when they are financially independent, then they can start to have a life of their own. For me, it doesn't make sense for my daughter now to tell me that, no, I want to be independent, I want to go and start a life of my own, when she doesn't have the financial resources to finance that kind of a life. And the same goes for my son. But if she's got the financial resources, emotionally I'm prepared that these kids are going to leave me. They've been to tertiary, and once they're in tertiary, you start to prepare yourself that they will be getting out of the house very soon, and they'll be starting a life of their own. So you start to prepare yourself. But once they are financially stable and they're able to sustain themselves financially, then I think that's an opportune time for them to be able to start being independent and starting to be on their own. Emotionally, I do not have
I don't. I wanted to ask you, are you guys the happy? I don't want you to
no,
you're not. You're not.
I do not have attachment issues.
Okay.
It's easy to release them for as long as they can always come and visit, and we can always have conversations. That is fine. But they need to be able to sustain themselves financially. For me, that is important.
Okay.
And looking at the professionalism that we're talking about, when we're spending a lot of time without them, it helps us to also give opportunity for them when they're independent to release them. Because, like for instance, I might spend only 2 months in a year with them, but that doesn't mean I don't love them. They know that little moment that I spend with them, I love them. So, but when I'm outside, I'm trying to make our lives easier so that they can grow independently.
As we're gonna close down very soon, unfortunately. What is the one thing that you would, maybe a minute for both of you, what is the one thing that you wish the church could focus more in terms of single parents? I feel like sometimes, there are different structures in church. I was sitting with the youth, they were telling me what they want to see, not specifically in High Grace, but in just church, all of them in general. What is the one thing that you'd wish churches would focus or would have empathy or would, I don't know how to put it, but just to, when it comes to single parenting, you and SG in the church, obviously it comes with responsibilities. There are things that you've seen that you wish, okay, this department of single parent, I wish the church would do this. What is the one thing?
For me, I think it's just to strengthen the structure that we had in church at some point for the single parents in church. For that structure to be very, very, very active. To a point that all the single parents within the church, and you're able to interact with them, you're able to share the experiences, and they're able to share their frustrations and the challenges that they are coming across. Because sometimes you find that you're going through issues and you would want to discuss with someone that can relate to what you are going through. So if we strengthen that structure in church, for me, I think it will go a long way in starting to build this structure of single parents in church. And some other people will find comfort to know that what I'm going through, I'm not alone. There are other people that are going through this, and they're able to deal with them to live their life healthy.
We can encourage the mentorship part of it. Don't be just a parent. Be a mentor. Talk positive things about life. When it's negative, like now we're talking about COVID, but look, we are sitting here, we are talking. This discussion will empower someone somewhere. We couldn't have been having this arrangement. We could have had something else as a church. But the fact that anything. COVID is seen as something negative, but we are turning it around to be positive. Being a mentor, don't be a mother. Tell your child that they're able to do that. Don't allow them not to be entrepreneurs. Another element, just entrepreneurship on its own. Let them know how money is. Let them remove themselves or move away from the receivers, these churches or this institution that tells people that they will receive things. There's nothing to receive if you're not working. So let's get children to say, we are living in the real world. The economy requires us to stand up and work. We cannot just receive.
I know we're out of time, but I needed to ask this question. Just maybe 3 words you can say that. There is a young girl somewhere who is probably just found out maybe she's pregnant, and there is maybe a lady who's just now lost a partner, or who just recently got divorced. What are the 3 words, just 3 words, that you'd like to say to that person? And that would be words of encouragement. With COVID now happening, people are having financial disputes, people are breaking up, divorces are happening, separations are happening, people are dying by COVID, that people are losing their partners. Just the 3 words that you would give someone who's probably going to be in the same situation as you.
For me, it will not necessarily be 3 words. It will be more than that. I would want to say, hold on. This is not the end. Hold on to God. He will never let you down. Hold on to Him. He will see you through this difficult time.
Amen.
Rely on the Word. The book, the Word, the Bible. It's only the way to survive every situation that you come across.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you, Sis Lori. Thank you, Tifa. I've learned a lot. I believe that my viewers will also learn a lot of this. Thank you for joining us in this Women Edition, and be blessed.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.